Hey guys, and welcome to this week's White Dwarf Weekly Review. This week's White Dwarf Weekly Review is of our issue number 53 and the Harlequins. If you don't already know, the Harlequins have been released and they've had new rules and new models for stuff that haven't had models for ages. So if you were around on Friday, you would have hopefully got yourself a pre-order of some of the new models. If not, you can still pre-order them now. They're going to be around for a while. So yeah, let's go through what has been in this week's White Dwarf. So we're going to start off with the new releases. What we have in here, we have the new Harlequins Troop box set, which contains 6 miniatures where you have your Troop Master and your 5 additional players. This box set is £24 and yeah, it's got good value for money because these guys have needed some models for a while, and if you go inside there's a nice full spread of all the different models, and they're all like multi-posable and all that, and they all look awesome. Like if you want some Jesters of Death, go for these guys. Also, we have the new what's his name? The Solitaire, I believe it is called. Yeah, the Solitaire. As you can see, this guy looks awesome. He's like jumping in the battle and charging into the fray. You can see in the back, on the back of his cape, you can see kind of like the hollow suit that he has, like kind of giving it a nice cool effect there. So yeah, that's what's new and been released this week's White release. In addition to the Harlequins, there has also been two new books: the Horus Heresy book, and of course, a book to go with the Harlequins. So yeah, check those out. The Harlequins one is the Masquerade of the Vile, and Tall Arm Execution. The battle begins. So yeah, some new books there for you to get into. There's also the new Visions of Warhammer, showing you some nice painting guides and good conversion ideas for your for all sorts of armies. Also, what's in this week's White Dwarf is the Golden Demon Award for 2014. As you can see here, it is a very nicely painted Forge World. I forget what it's called. It is a it's an Adeptus Mechanicus thing, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's an awesome model. I want one, but I can't really justify £70 on a single model that I'm never going to use, apart from just being look, it's shiny. Because yeah. Also goes into this. After that, we have the Dance with Death. Dance with Death. Basically tells you the stories and a bit of the story and history of the Harlequins. Where they're from, what all they do, and all that jazz. Then we go into the heavy metal team, showing you the nice hand painting skills. There, you got a nice Warrior of Chaos, and I don't recognise that model. I'm assuming it's probably a Bretonian model, because it's a horse. That's all I can really think. The Codex Porphyrica, however it's called, is going into some orcs and into mainly the squiggers and the squigs. And the Squiggy Beast. But yes, paint splatter for this week is, of course, Harlequins, and showing you some really nice techniques on how to do the checkered patterns on their actual hollow suits. So if you want to learn how to do that, yeah, definitely check this out, because this is going to be extraordinarily handy for you. They also have a colour wheel in here, so when you're picking your actual colours for your Harlequins, you can have a nice composition for your colours, so you're not just going to go like, ooh, I'm going to go green and purple. It doesn't really work. So unless you have put like an extra colour in there, maybe like an orangey something kind of thing. But yeah, it has a nice like colour wheel, so you have a nice colour palette of like the different warm and the cool colours to make them go together nicely. And then we have the rules. So the Harlequins themselves are a separate detachment / army. So how they work, there's no official rules for them yet, but if you once the models are released and you want to use them, these are the rules you can use until the codex is going to be released. We're assuming the codex is going to be released next Friday. Well, we can only assume that it's going to be released next Friday because all the indications are there's going to be another week of Harlequins. So the last week's release of the Necrons is basically their only week for release for now. There may be some stuff future on, but at the minute there's nothing else. As you can see, my Necron army is slowly drying off here. My Death Mark just did a bit of batch painting and got them all base coated with the Lead Belcher. So, right, back to what I was saying. They are considered an allied detachment, or I wouldn't take them as a main army because there's no HQs or anything like that, but they're kind of like Codex Inquisition, by the looks of things. You can add them as allies to all the armies in the game currently. They are Battle Brothers with Dark Elder and Elder. They're allies of convenience with the armies of the Imperium as well as the Tau Empire. Desperate allies with Orcs, and then come the Apocalypse with everybody else. So yeah, that's how it is. No particular like structure for their detachment yet because it's not been released yet. But I would assume minimum of a troop, minimum of one troop choice with a unique with a Solitaire in there as well. Kind of has that would make you allied detachment, yeah. But yeah, so the rules for them. Well, we have the troop rules first. There's two sets of rules in here. The troop is a troop choice, as you would expect for a troop. Lots of troops there. It is 95 points for a troop master and 4 players. They are all the troop master is weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 3 as you expect because it's a elder. He has 2 wounds though, so though with 2 wounds and a toughness 3, a multi-laser can instant kill him if he fails to save. Initiative 7, 3 attacks with a leadership 10. The players in the troop are weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 3 because elves. 1 wound apiece, initiative 6 with 2 attacks each, with leadership 9. The troop types are both infantry. The troop master, of course, is a character because it's a sergeant. Their standard war gear, they come with hollow suits, shuriken pistols, close combat weapons, plasma grenades, flip belts. They have special rules of fear, furious charge, fleet, and hit and run. Now here's where it gets interesting because they have a lot of options. So they can have additional 7 players for 15 points a model. Any model may replace their shuriken pistol with a neuron disruptor for 10 points, or a fusion pistol for 15 points. So you can have an entire troop there with just fusion pistols. That's hilarious. Or just neuron disruptors, so you can just go, oh, I'm wounding on 2s, everything with AP2. Any model also may replace their close combat weapon with a Harlequin's Embrace for 5 points, a Harlequin's Kiss for 5 points, a Harlequin's Caress for 8 points. The Troop Master may replace his close combat weapon with a Power Sword. The Troop Master also may take Haywire Grenades for 5 points. The Power Sword is also 15 points upgrade. And the Troop Master may take one of the enemy of the Black Library list. I don't know where that is. I'm assuming that may be maybe something to do from the Dark Eldar or Eldar, I'm not sure, or maybe that'll come in their actual codex. So that's a hint of what there's definitely going to be a codex of some description with they have their own special library of relics or extra equipment. And they can also take a Star Weaver as a dedicated transport. And as you know, there is no Star Weaver, so that's definitely going to be a hint of what we get next week. There's going to be a Star Weaver model, so that's going to be interesting. Don't know what that's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of like Venom type transport, an open top transport where they can dive out and charge into combat. But yeah, so that's pretty good with the fact that they've got so many options and all of them can change their weapons if they want to. So if you want to, you can have a couple with fusion pistols, a couple with neuron disruptors, and then just mix and match how you want. So that's going to be interesting. And then the Solitaire himself. The Solitaire himself is a unique infantry choice, so you can only have one of them in your army. He has 145 points. He is an elite choice. He has weapon skill, ballistic skill 9, strength and toughness 3 with 3 wounds, initiative 10, 6 attacks, and leadership 10 with no save because he has a hollow suit. His war gear is a hollow suit, a Harlequin's Quiz, a Harlequin's Embrace, no, a Harlequin's Caress, a Harlequin's Kiss, and a flip belt. He has special rules of Deep Strike, Eternal Warrior, so toughness 3 isn't going to really matter to him because he's Eternal Warrior, so he can't be instant death. He has Fear, Fearless Fleet, Furious Charge, and all the Fs there. Hit and Run and Precision Strikes. So that Precision Strikes, is, if you don't know, is you can any rolls of a 6 on a d6 is classed as you can tell who it's going to go on. So you can pick out a sergeant or you can pick out a specialist weapon. kind of thing. It's the same as the precision shots. His special rules are, he has quite a few special rules. I'm going to go in the reversed order because the blitz rule is really big. So he has prismatic blur. He can move up to 12 inches in the movement phase, so he's basically a jump infantry, but doesn't take any dangerous terrains or anything like that because he just charges straight through because he's just a blur. So these guys are going to be cool. Path of Damnation. The Solitaire can never join or be joined by any of the characters. If the Solitaire is your warlord, he can never have a warlord trait. So it's kind of like the what they're called. The assassins. They can't be they can be warlords, but they can't have a warlord trait, for instance. And then impossible form. Solitaire has a 3+ invulnerable save, so he has a hollow suit, which gives him a 5+ invulnerable save, but with the is it a hollow? Is it? Yeah, it's a vulnerable save. But now he's basically, because of this rule, it's increased by 2, so it's a 3+ invulnerable save. So he's basically got a storm shield. Okay, Blitz. Now, this is a long rule, so I'm going to try and read it out as best I can. Once per game, at the start of any controlling player's movement phase, the Solitaire can move in a manner in which he, instead of his normal movement phase, you roll a d6 equal roll a number of d6 equal to the turn number. So if it's turn 4, you roll 4d6, and this result is how far the Solitaire can move. Moving in this manner, the Solitaire can move over all other models as if they were on open ground, but he cannot end his movement phase, his movement within, like, on top of another model or in impassable terrain. And in the assault phase, when he does this ability, he then has a attack characteristic of 10, which is I think is the maximum you can get anyway. So plus then his two-handed weapons and charging. So I think that's like 12 attacks on a charge. I think that's how it would work, but I'm not 100% sure. But yes, for additional 5 points, he can take Haywire Grenades, and then he also may take one item from the Committee of the Black Library list, which I don't know where that is, but yeah, that's going to be probably in their codex. There's probably going to be other things, other bits and bobs in their codex, like formations and other stuff like that, so that's going to come out when it comes out. I'm not going to be grabbing one. I am tempted to grab one, maybe to eBay if they're limited edition, but other than that, I'm not going to be grabbing one. But yeah, the weapons are as they are in the other, the Dark Eldar and the Eldar books. So the fusion pistol is a strength 8, 6-inch range pistol with melter. Same the Neuron Destructor is a fleshbane pistol with AP2. Shuriken pistol strength 5, basically a bolt pistol but with blade storm. Flip belt, you can pass lookout certs on 2+, so the Troop Master can stay alive for longer. And why did I have the Harlequin troop up when I was talking about the Solitaire? I'm sorry. And as I said, the Hollow Suit is a 5+ invulnerable save, and then you've got the other ones with the Harlequins, all the different Harlequin equipment, where they get like Hammer of Wrath, or they can wound on 6s no matter what the toughness, and result of AP2, so basically kind of like Rending but better. And automatic glances on vehicles as well as 6s. Or the Kiss is you can make a single one attack in the close combat is strength 6 AP2 and has instant death on it. So they're the fun stuff. But yeah, but that's basically it for the rules. What else is there in here? Not really much else in here. There's some nice conversions and nice paint jobs in here, like you have a Necromancer painted in monochrome, and a multi-barreled organ gun. That's the word I'm looking for, which looks like a medieval style minigun, which I think is pretty cool. If I was playing Dwarfs, I'd want to convert something like that. Then also you can see here there's like a kind of a hint at the new Squig models that are coming out, because there was rumours of some new Squigs that were coming out a while ago, but I'm not 100% sure. And then Regiments of Renown again, we have some more Tau, and we have the Barracuda. Nice looking paint job on the Barracuda, looks very battle worn. But yeah, that is this week's White Dwarf, and here you can see here the Solitaire on the back cover jumping over a Riptide about to stab him in the face, which, as Riptide should be, they should be stabbed in the face and killed, because no one likes Riptides. But yeah, that's this week's video for this week's White Dwarf Weekly review, and the review of the new Harlequins that are coming out. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've enjoyed the rules review as well. Stick around, there will be more to come. I will be doing a multi-part review of the Necron Codex when mine arrives on Monday. It should have arrived yesterday, but mixed up with orders, so it's going to be arriving on Monday. So I can start fielding my new Necron army. I have around about 1,500 points, maybe about 2,000 points, just bought from a Battle Force and the new Tomb Awakened kit, and I also have a Nightbringer Shaitan Zard because they are awesome. I've already seen some of the rules, so they're awesome. But yeah, that's to come a lot over the next week or so. I'll probably do all recording in one big session and then just put them up over a couple of days, and hope you enjoy. But yeah, as I say, hope you've enjoyed. Like and comment if you have. Comment on other new videos in the future, and subscribe.